So, hello everybody. My name is Ethereal, and oh, welcome to a video. Um, as you can see, this one's kind of different to what I usually do, but I want to be a little bit more open with you guys and just talk about a lot of things that um are happening around me and my life, and I just want to get a little personal with you guys because um I like having fun a lot, but I feel like a big thing um is that I don't want to just you know leave you guys in the dark with certain things. And so that brings me to today's video of missing people, right? And I think that the feeling of missing someone isn't something you can really just explain in a video. You know what I mean? I feel like it's so nuanced that and I'm I'm not exactly a psychologist, but I I have experienced missing someone, and it's a feeling that I am dealing with today, and I wanted to make a video sort of talking about that because I think missing someone is an important part of life. Obviously, right? We all know that. And it's what kind of shapes you as a human. I mean, oh, that's a big cave. You can't really say certain feelings come with the feeling of missing people. That's a natural thing. You can't feel a certain way until you've missed someone. You know what I mean? Whether they be dead, whether they be alive, whether they be in your life, whether they not be in your life, whether it's just, a short distance between you and them, or whether it be a long distance thing between you and them, whether they be on the other side of the planet, whether they be just a town away. Missing someone is a feeling that can't really be explained properly. So for those who don't know, I stopped posting videos for a little bit around, I want to say, like September, August. I think I stopped posting for a little bit. Recently got back into it. And the reason for that was because, well, school had started, obviously. But I had gotten... Oh, my game lagged. I started talking to this girl, and I really shouldn't see this, but I started talking to this girl, and I obviously developed feelings for her, and I didn't want to sidetrack myself from a potential relationship with her, because I'd known this girl for a little bit. Like, we'd interacted in and out every now and then, and she was cool. Like, I really liked her, and I didn't want to sidetrack myself or like do anything and mess up whatever we could have going on. So I stopped posting for a bit, and me and that girl, we talked for a while, and then we dated for a relatively short time. And for how short we dated, I can't say like we didn't have any problems, I don't think. But it obviously wasn't like a perfect relationship, otherwise we wouldn't have broken up. And for a while, I had told myself, like, oh, I'm fine. Like, I don't need this relationship. I don't, whatever, whatever. But, for a little bit, once me and her had broken up, I was a little bit, kind of just annoyed. Not with her, of course. It was nothing with her. But more on myself, because at the time, I just kind of felt inadequate, because the breakup was kind of out of nowhere. And it made me feel bad about myself. Again, not to blame her for anything. It was just me being hard on myself. But it made me feel bad. And I talked to the girl again after some time. Me and her had texted, and we called, and we just kind of talked for a little bit. And for a while, I just kind of sat on the sideline waiting for her to call me at some point. And I want to say around late December, I gave up. I stopped waiting, and I just started to pursue other things. That's actually around the time I started getting back into recording and going out and all this and all that, because I just felt a lot more motivated with certain things, because a part of me, I want to say I stopped caring, which obviously I didn't. I still care about her, but it was more just I stopped worrying, and I did self-reflecting, and I realized that I shouldn't, base myself off this one thing. And so a little bit goes by, and I think around this point, I think it actually is late December at this point. At this point, it is late December. And I start just like, I guess, seeing, because I obviously, right, whenever me and her had dated, I had like became friends with her friends and all that and all this, and she became acquainted with people I knew and all that, obviously, because that's what happens when you date someone. And I started to see like pictures of her, and normally I want to say it like that, like I wouldn't really care, but for some reason, despite the fact that I had, convinced myself I was over this woman, I started to miss her a little bit. And oh my god, it made me think a lot about me and her's relationship. And again, I mean, it wasn't perfect, but I really did love that girl for the short time and the tiny definition I have of love. I really did. I really did. And what I had realized is that I was lying to myself. For the longest time, I was telling myself, I don't care about this girl, whatever she does is her business, whatever, whatever. I had been doing that to myself. And recently, my friends had begun bringing her up, and I see her posting, because we still follow it. We ended on good terms, and I still, have her on social media, and I see her posts, and it just kind of made me miss her, but it wasn't like it wasn't missing what we had. It wasn't wanting a relationship again. I wasn't missing her because, oh, I love her so much. It was more just I kind of missed what me and her had together. I kind of missed the fact that, I had someone to talk to whenever I was lonely. I kind of missed the fact that I had someone who, cared. And I think that's the biggest thing about missing someone, for me at least, is that I didn't particularly miss her. I just kind of missed what I had, what me and her had. And that realization made me think about what I would say to her if I could talk to her right now. And to be honest, for the longest time, I didn't know. I couldn't think of a single thing a single thing that I would say to her if I could talk to her right now. And it stayed that way for a while. And um and this is where I get to the second half of my video. I would firstly tell her I'm sorry for how things ended up, because I know it was partly my fault. I'm not gonna put any blame on her, because I mean, even though me and her had a whole conversation, I still don't fully understand her reasoning. But obviously, if she decided not to be with me, it's because, you know, whether or not she wants to say it, I had done something wrong. And so I would first of all tell her I'm sorry, you know, for being even a little bit inadequate. But the next thing I would tell her is that I forgive her. And the reason I forgive her is not because she did anything bad to me, not because of any problems that we may have had in our relationship, but just for the sole reason that I forgive her because of the relationship that we had. Because of the fact that we'd broken up. And that's not a thing that requires forgiveness, but it's something that I feel requests it. What I mean is that through the thick and thin of our relationship, the short amount of time that we were together, because again, it was not very long, I know that we both made mistakes. That's unavoidable. And especially in a breakup, there's no denying that both parties played a part. And for all the unspoken things that laid between us, I think it's important to just say, I forgive you. Because while she didn't directly do anything to wrong me, I mean, our relationship still wasn't perfect. Like, I'll admit, there were definitely things that could have been better, that I could have done better, that she could have done better. Either way, there were things that both of us need to say sorry for. And I'll be the first to say sorry. And I'll be the first to say I forgive her. And I think that's the beautiful part about relationships, about human connection. I don't need to talk to her to be able to say I forgive her, because I have accepted, to a certain extent, everything that's happened between us. And even though I may miss her today, I can't do anything about it. She's off living her own life, I'm living my own life, and I mean, we're both happy. Separate, but we're happy. And I feel like that's the most beautiful thing about it. The fact that I can see her doing her things and smile. Be happy. Be happy that she's doing this with her friends, that she's out doing all sorts of things. I'll see her notes, I'll see her posts, and I'll be like, I'll just kind of congratulate her from afar. Because at the end of the day, like I said, I really did love that girl. And I remember telling her, I wish her the best. Because I do. I hope that everything works out for her. I hope that she's happy. And I hope that she's not up at 11 p.m. making stupid videos about me, like I am right now. If she sees this, I'm I don't know. I don't even know what I would say. I think I think she'd laugh at me and freaking call me a cornball, but I don't know. I kind of hope that, you know, someday me and her. Oh, it's getting dark. I really hope that someday me and her can just talk. Like, not for any reason, not for anything ulterior, just talk. Like two friends, like we did way back when. And I can tell her just everything, you know? I was never good at building. I remember me and her used to play Minecraft together. We had a world. I still have it, and I'll go on there sometimes. But I remember me and her used to play together, and I tried building our house. did not. It did not end up looking good at all. It came out really bad. But she made the adjustments that were needed, and it ended up looking pretty nice. Sometimes I'll go on that world. I won't even do anything to it. I'll just get on there and like, just think for a little bit and really just ponder the world and wonder all sorts of things. You know what I mean? So I remember when we broke up, I actually cried for a little bit. I don't usually cry. I'm not a very emotional person, you know. Um, I usually brush things off. I don't really get emotional over a lot of things, but with that girl, it was different. I remember the same night that we broke up, I texted my friends if they wanted to just play some games because I wanted to take my mind off it. And my buddy texted me. He texted back because I texted a group chat, and he texted me back, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll hop on with you, man." And once we get into the call, like he just genuinely asked me if I was okay, and I had to hold back tears for a little bit because obviously I didn't want to worry him, and I didn't want to seem like I didn't want to seem like a bitch, honestly. I didn't want to seem like I was crying over a girl. So I told him, yeah, man, I'm chill. Like I don't really care that much. I feel like he saw through me, but he didn't say much. We just played games the rest of that night, and I had fun. A few of my other friends got on, and we all had fun together. But I remember being so mad that I couldn't focus, and being so upset that I was checked out for the longest time. Not even the longest time, for a while after me and that girl had broken up. I was just really hard on myself. I was super negative. That girl who I had dated made me feel kind of cared about and worthy whenever I was with her. And so to be left with just the simple excuse of I'm not ready for a relationship kind of hurt, because it began to put a thought into my brain that I wasn't worthy of love. And I don't blame her, because I'll admit I'm a really high maintenance person, and it was a new experience for her, and it was not. It wouldn't have worked out as much as I want to say it could have. It probably wouldn't have worked out, and that's probably the worst part. A part of me still wants to think that she cares about me and that she misses me, and that maybe one day in the future we'll talk again and get back together, or be friends at least. But I know deep down that that's not what's best for her, and that's not what's best for me. So I think for the longest time, after me and her had broken up, I just kind of asked myself, like, why? Obviously, I have no way to ask her all those questions, and I don't plan to ever ask her any of those questions because, well, we don't talk anymore. We're not no contact, I guess. We never really said we were, but we just have never communicated with each other since we broke up, outside of like a few random conversations that kind of just happened at random. Alright, everybody, I think that's going to be it for today's expansive video on my thoughts on life and what a 16-year-old boy thinks about missing people. So I hope you guys enjoyed me opening up about my feelings to you all and giving a half explanation to why I didn't post for a little bit. And yeah, I just kind of I like doing this video just because it gives me a space to be more open with you guys, and be more, talkative, and give you guys a little peer into what's happening outside of the YouTube. So yeah, I feel like definitely let me know if you guys want to see more like this, because I am absolutely open to making a little bit more content like this, because I love opening up with you guys. I love talking to you guys, and it just gives me a nice space to be myself. So if you want to see more like this, like and subscribe, and I'll do it. I'll probably start releasing this kind of video monthly for like 2026 and on, just because I don't want to do this like weekly. This would kind of suck for me. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you a lot. Love you all. If the girl who I talked about in this video sees this, don't text me, please. And yeah, that's about it. See ya.